What's up, guys? Mr. MM here, playing Pathfinder, the adventure card game. Here we go. Alright. I played game 1 yesterday. Didn't work out really in my favor. Take a look at it. Don't want to spoil anything. Part 1 is uploaded. Part 2 will be uploaded shortly. If you haven't seen it, Pathfinder adventure card game. This is Wrath of the Righteous base set. I have my blessing deck. I picked yesterday it was a lion. This is a Balazar. He is a summoner. And yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. This is my deck. His deck hand size, which is located on one of his cards, is 6. So I'm just going to put them right here. And, hold on. I forgot to shuffle these. I don't know if you shuffle them or if you organize them yourself. Usually if it's a deck that you haven't seen yet, which I know what they are because I went by the rule book. But there we go. Blessing. I got a spell. I got an ally. That's good. I have my cohort here. Pedrick. I have an item. I got a little bit of everything here. Another item and another blessing. So that's a pretty good starting hand. I like that. Now, how you start the game. Okay. We are doing the scenario, the Godless Ones. Which, during the scenario, when you acquire an ally, you may succeed in an Intelligence or Knowledge 6 check to examine the top card of any location deck, which could be helpful. We have the Forsaken Cloister, the Marketplace, and the Manor House that I've built the required decks for. And we're ready to go. So I'm going to move right here. Forsaken Cloister. And we have an ally come up. So if we acquire this ally, then we can do a Intelligence or Knowledge 6 check to examine the top card of any location deck. So that'd be nice. I have Divine 9 or Charisma Diplomacy 6, which if you look on my skills card here, it says Charisma D10 plus 2. That's Arcane Charisma D2. So since it is a Charisma, I have a D10 plus a 2. If I'm doing any of this wrong, let me know in the comments. So I'd like to know how to play right. It's a 1 plus a 2 is a 3. He's going to be banished because I didn't acquire him. Forgot to flip the blessing deck. It's kind of like a turn counter. Once this deck runs out, if you haven't closed all the locations yet or defeated any of the monsters, you lose. So I flipped it once for my first turn. That's my second turn. There's 30 cards in there, so I'll get 30 turns. Potion of Beast Skin, Intelligence Craft 4. My intelligence is a D8 plus a 2. As you see in my... I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. Strength is a D6. Dexterity D6. Constitution, sorry it's a little blurry, D6. Intelligence is a D8 with my knowledge intelligence is a plus 2. And then I also have Wisdom D6, Charisma D10 plus Charisma D2. Or plus 2. So... to get this, I need my intelligence, which is a D8 dice, and I get a plus 2 on this, so anything above 2, and I got a 3. I will acquire this in my hand. Okay. So working out in my favor so far. That was an item, right? Yeah, that was an item. Say if it was an ally, then I can try to check it and see. Wooden Shield. Check to acquire Constitution Fortitude 4. That's this, the Wooden Shield. Sorry, I forgot. And it's Constitution Fortitude 4. I have Constitution, which is a D6. I'm trying to just build my hand up as good as I can here. It's a 6, so I will acquire my Wooden Shield. Okay. So far so good. I'm going to turn that one more time. And we have a barrier. Rattling, Rallying Cry. Check the defeat. None. Each character draws from the box a random ally that lists diplomacy in its check to acquire and attempts to acquire it. If all characters succeed, this barrier is defeated. If any character fails, the barrier is undefeated. Banish all the allies, and you may banish this barrier. Okay. So this is actually not a bad one. I will get to draw a random ally that lists diplomacy. So I'm going to draw one, and here's one right here, the recruit. Recruit is what I drew. It's only me playing today, so charisma diplomacy 3, which I have a D10 plus a 2 because I have my charisma. Birds are driving me nuts. But anyway, they're probably keeping my baby awake. She's watching a show and she's perfectly happy. So, each character draws from the box. Okay, and this check to require attempts to acquire it. So I have to get a D10 plus a 2, and I need to get 3. If all characters see this barrier is defeated. If any character fails, the barrier is undefeated. Banish all the allies, and you may banish this barrier. So either way, it's going to be banished. I'm not going to take any damage, and I'm just going to try to acquire the recruit. Now, if I do recruit this, then I can try an intelligence or knowledge 6 check, and then examine any top location. So this kind of works in my favor if I can acquire him, which is a D10. It's a 1 plus a 2. There's no way I could have lost that. So that's a 3. That's what he is, a 3. So I'm going to acquire him, and then I'm going to try, like the scenario says, knowledge intelligence 6 check. So I have a D8 plus a 2, so I get to roll my D8, and then I get to add 2 to it. If I get 6, then I can examine the top card of any location. 5 plus 2 is 7. Now, since I'm here... Oh, sorry. Okay, it says when I move or remove to your bury a card. Okay, well, I forgot to do that, so I'm just going to bury a card. I forgot to. Okay. So since I'm here and I don't want to move anywhere else right now, I'm just going to examine the top card. It's a henchman. Difficulty of checks to defeat this cultist brother is increased by the scenario's adventure deck number, which is just none, so it's a B. Before you act, this is your first of the turn. Deals 1 combat damage to you. If undefeated, shuffle the top card of the blessings deck into your location deck. Defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location this henchman came from. Okay. I'm actually going to try it. Maybe. Depending on what my items are. Combat 10. Display this card and choose character at location. Reduce combat damage. Charge this card to succeed at your check. Boom has an arcane. Add 1 die to the check. I'm going to try to beat it. I'm going to use a Blessing of Ascension, which is I get to add 1d6 to my d6 combat check. And we're going to try to get 10. Cultist of Baphomet. That's the henchman we're facing. If I get 10 out of these 2 rolls of the d6, if defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location. Okay, now to close the location, it says right here, when closing. When closing, each character at this location must summon and defeat the adventurer's Severed Demon. Okay, which the Severed Demon of this scenario is Demi-Lean, which he is a pain in the butt sometimes. So, we're going to try. Oh, I forgot to turn my blessings deck for this turn. So I'm going to try 2d6s. I have a 5. I need a 5 or a 6, and I will get it. 3, not enough. Shuffle the top card of the locations deck into this location deck. So I got 8. So he's going to deal 2 damage to me. And that's how that will stand. He stays right there. Okay. So he will get randomly, I think this is how it works, please correct me if I'm wrong. He's just going to go back in here and I'm going to counter him again. So that's okay. I'm going to turn it. I have to draw 1 card because my size is 6 and I only had 5. Whoops, wrong one. So now I get to try a spell. Wisdom Divine 5. My wisdom is a d6, so I will try a d6, try to get this. It's a 2. This one will vanish since I didn't acquire it. I will turn the blessing deck. Turn the next card, and we have the spell. Reveal this card and choose a character, location. Okay, which I could probably choose just myself. Wisdom Divine 6. I'm going to try to get it. It's a 1, so he will be banished. I will move along. Flip the blessing. And flip this card. Oh, we got a monster. Before you act, each character location summons and counters a giant maggot swarm. Before you act, the giant maggot swarm deals 1 acid damage. Now, I'm pretty sure, since it says each character location summons and counters a giant maggot swarm, I think, because it's just a one-player game, this is the only one I have to face. Because to fight 2 of them would just not be fair. Okay, it deals 1 acid damage to me, so I'm going to discard 1 card. That's how you deal damage in this game. If you do not defeat the giant maggot swarm by at least 4, shuffle it into the deck it came from. The giant maggot swarm still counts as defeated. So, I don't get it. If you do not defeat the giant maggot swarm by at least 4, shuffle it into the deck it came from. The giant maggot swarm still counts as defeated. It doesn't make sense. Why would I shuffle it into my deck if it was defeated? Okay. It's a combat 6. I'm going to try to use a Blessing of Ascension, another one. Add 1d6 to my deck, which would be nice. And I got a 2. Ugh, I messed up. And a 3, so it's a 5. I get damaged 1 because it was the combat 6. Giant maggot swarm goes right back in there. I'm going to move locations. Sound like a plan? Let's do it. Let's move over here. Attempt to acquire a boon, add 1 plus the series adventure deck number to checks to acquire it. Okay, well that doesn't change anything other than I have to add 1 to every item or blessing or anything that I try to acquire. Flip the blessing deck. Still not doing bad here. I have an ally. So that's good. Which is a boon, so I have to add 1 to this. So it would be a check to acquire as a knowledge 6. Which I have a d8 plus a 2. Or charisma diplomacy, which is a d10 plus a 2. So I'm going to take the charisma diplomacy. So it's charisma d10 plus a 2. But I have to add 1, so I got to beat this interrogator by 1 to acquire him, because it's 8, and then the scenario or this location says if I attempt to acquire a boon, add 1. So we're going to roll a d10. Looking, I got to add 2 to this. That's not a d10. That is them. 2, 4. I don't get to acquire him. Flip the blessings deck. And I have an item, Wand of Paralyze. Intelligence, Arcane, Wisdom, Divine. I have Intelligence. I have Wisdom. So I get to roll a d8 and a d6 to try to get this. Plus, and add 2 to that. But it is 1, so I have to, instead of having 10, it has to be 11, since that's what the location says to do. So I can bury this card to evade a non-villain monster you encounter. Well, that would be nice to have. So I'm going to try to acquire this. It's going to be an 11 check to acquire. It's going to be a d8 plus a d6. So I will get my d8 here, and I will get my d6, and I need an 11. I got 4. Not good, so I'm going to discard it. Turn that. Turn this. We have a henchman. He's a monster. Before you act, character or location summons and counters the adventurer's Servitor Demon. If the demon is not defeated, the Blackfire Adept is undefeated. If undefeated, discard the top card of the Blessings deck. As corrupt trait, discard an additional card. If defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location. Now I have Arcane skill, which is Charisma, so it's a d10 plus a 2 to face an 8. Because I have Arcane skill. That will give me a plus 2 to my d10. Now, before I play and try to defeat this henchman, which could actually close out the deck, I'm going to see if I can add any cards. Ah! which an arcane is my charisma +2. Guess what? I'm going to use my spell here. This is going to give me add 3 to that character's charisma check. At the end of this turn, if you do not have either the arcane or divine skill, banish this card. Otherwise, you may attempt an arcane or divinate. If you succeed, I can put this card back in my deck. So I'm going to use this one right here. It's going to add 3 to my d10. I need an 8. So I'm going to roll a d10 and it's going to be +5 because I have my +2 for my arcane skill. So it's going to be a +5. I don't have very good luck today rolling these dice because I rolled a 2 +5 would be 7. Luckily, I get to put this back in my deck. But she deals 1 damage to me, and she'll go back in the deck. So I had a chance to close the location, and I failed miserably. Alright. 1 second. We're good. Okay. So I forgot to draw the cards, so I'm gonna draw these, flip my blessing deck, and try again. Nectar of the Gods, this is a good one. Wisdom Divine 9, so I have a D6. I don't have Divine, so it's just a D6. Heck, it would be a good card to have. Then I can add another 1d6 to the check. I'm not even going to try this because I can't get it. Unless I add my Ascension Blessing, then it's worthless. So I can use that another time. Now I have an item. Discard this card to add 1d6 to any knowledge check. Okay. That will be great. So it's Intelligence, Knowledge 5. So I have a d8 +2. 8 + 2 is 10. I get to acquire this card. Yay! That's always good. So I will flip my Blessings deck and we will continue. I got Hide Armor here. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to show the cards. Recharge this card to reduce cold or combat damage dealt to you by 1. Banish card to reduce all damage. So Constitution, Fortitude, Craft. I have Constitution, which is a d6. I'm going to try to acquire it. With my d6, I need 3. Well, I messed up there on the last turn because I have to add 1 to that. But I would have beat it anyway because I got 10. So, okay. We're going to add 1 to this because Hide Armor is 3, but in the scenario it says add 1. 3. Yeah. Well, that kind of hurt me there. Banished. Flip the Blessing. Put these cards back where they're supposed to go. And continue. I have an ally, which is Divine 9 or Charisma Diplomacy 6. So I'm going to use my Charisma, which is a d10 + a 2. You have to add 1 to this, the Mendevian Crusader. So I'm going to have to get a 7 out of my d10 + 2. Four plus 2 is a 6, which that location scenario kind of hurt me. Banished. Move on. I have Dazzle. It's a spell. If you're a combat check, pretty cool looking card here, actually. Dazzle. Intelligence Arcane 4, which I have Intelligence, which is a d8 + 2, and a d10 + 2 for Charisma Arcane. Now, when I'm curious, I have my d8 + 2. It's going to take 5 to acquire this one since the scenario location. Now, do I have to have Charisma in the check to acquire to be able to use my Arcane? I don't think so. So I'm going to do my d10 + 2 and my d8. So this should be an easy hit. 4, 5, 9, winner. That's a spell, so I'm going to do anything special. So, we'll move on. Doing good here. Hey, there's that henchman. Oh, that's a horrible one. I don't like this one. Character at your location summons and encounters the adventurer's Servitor Demon. If the demon is not defeated, the Blackfire Adept is undefeated. So, the Servitor Demon, which is shown on this table here, on this card, I'm playing the base set, so it's Demonling. That's the Servitor Demon I have to face, which here he is. Combat 8. It's not that hard. But with my dice rolls, it's going to be pretty tough. I'm going to use my Blessing of Ascension to try to defeat this Demiling. So I get to roll 2d6s trying to beat this Demiling. That is a 6. That's exactly what I needed, and that's a 1. Holy cow, man. What kind of luck is that? So the Demiling will go back over here since I didn't defeat him, and the Blackfire Adept stays undefeated in my deck. That was a great first roll, but a horrible second roll. Blessing of Ascension. And we have the Long Spear. Check to acquire. Strength melee 5. Which... Oh, I forgot to draw a card. Great, it's armor. It's awesome. Strength melee 5, which my strength is d6. Roll this card to use your strength or melee skill plus 1d8. Okay. I'm curious. I'll look into it in a minute. But so I'm going to need a 6 to get this one. I'm rolling a d6. It's a 4. So he will go bye-bye. Flip my turn, and we have a longsword. Strength melee 6. It's actually going to be a 7 now, and there he is. It's a longsword for you. I can't actually beat this. So I'm not even going to try to acquire it. I need, because I couldn't beat it. I mean, I don't have anything in my hand right now to actually help with that. So I will turn that, and I will turn it. My henchman appears. Okay. So now I can close this location if I beat her. So I think I first have to go through Demiling, which is a combat 8. And this sucks. Because I don't have anything that's going to boost my... anything that's going to help my d6. So I'm just going to... Okay. Is he proficient? No, he's not. He's just... He is proficient with light armors. So I'm going to go ahead and use this padded armor, because I'm not going to beat her right now. Because I'm not going to beat him right now. So I'm going to use my padded armor, which is this right here. And it's going to reduce all my damage to 0. And then I have to discard, so I'm just going to discard. I'm not even going to roll because my damage is 0, and Demiling goes undefeated, and so does Blackfire Adept. Now I'm going to draw a card. Which is an enchanted fang, which could come and help. It's a spell. Combat check if he plays an ally that has the animal trait, or does not play cards that have the attack trait. Discard this card, add 1d4 in the magic trait to that deck. So I'm actually going to move locations here. I'm going to flip my Blessings deck, and I'm going to move to... this one. So I was looking at the the scenario before I actually move there. I don't want it to have me discard like 10 cards. Okay, when you encounter a boon of this type, which is like an item, skill, anything like this, draw a random boon of that type from the box. Encounter one and banish the other. So, there we go. I'm going to flip it, and I have an item when I encounter a boon. I'm just going to try to... Okay, now I can inquire. Now I can, if I want to get another item, which would be nice, I'm going to get my cards over here. I'm going to get some armor, some weapons, some items, and some spells. Because anytime at this location, I can choose one of these, or I can draw a random one, and either acquire that or this one. I'm actually going to go for a spell here. So I'm going to flip this one side. And then... So, it's Scorching Ray, which is Intelligence, Arcane. So I get a D10 plus a 2 and a D8 plus a 2 to try to get this one. I'm going to banish this one, and I'm going to try to get this one. So it's, I get a D10 and a D8 plus 4 pretty much. So D10, D8 plus 4 is 1, 7, 4, 11, win. So I get this one. Yay. That's always good. So I will continue. It's the Blessings deck, which is getting low. Recharge this card to add 1 die to your disable check, which I don't even have a disable check, so 2 dice to your disable check. Okay, that's not even going to be worth doing, so I'm just going to get that one. Well, actually, I might actually... I think I messed that last one up. I should have, instead of discarding that last one, which was an item I should have got another random one. So I'm just going to get another one here, which is a Potion of Restoration. It's Intelligence Craft 7, which is a D8 plus 2. So I'm going to banish this one since I don't even have that trait. And it's a D8 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So I shouldn't actually got that last spell because I have to pick the same spell type that I banished from this deck, if that makes any sense. Go ahead with that. Oh, here comes the villain. Before you act, summon, encounter a random monster from the box. Okay, if summon monster is not defeated, Sophenia is undefeated. If undefeated, shuffle the top card of the Blessings deck into your location deck. Okay. So, I will grab me a monster. Let's grab these 2. Random monster right on top. Oh, can't use that one. Oh, I'm drawing from the other side. So I still have my other ones in here too. I have ones which I have played with. So give me just a second. Let me get these ones out of here before I'm just gonna go with this bottom card. Oh. Okay, giant amoeba. So I'm gonna take on the giant amoeba. Here. And run out of room on this table. But so I have to get a dexterity or a stealth 8 check, which I have dexterity, to be dealt 1 or be dealt 1d4 minus 1 acid damage. So since I don't even have my dexterity as a d6, it's not going to get an 8 check, so I'm just going to deal 1d4 acid damage minus 1. It's a 1 minus 1 is 0, so this giant amoeba is not going to hurt me one bit before I even play. So, okay. Combat 10 or Dexterity 7. See what I can do. Character at the location attempts a combat check. Okay. So if I try to do a combat check, which is a 10, if he plays an ally that has an animal trait or does not play the cards that has the attack, or does not play cards that have the attack trait or weapons, discard this card to add 1d4. Well, that's really my only way of beating this one. So I'm going to use this spell so I can add a d4. And We're going to roll a d6 and a d4. And a 4 and a 1, which is a 5. I'm going to be dealt 5 combat damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That hurts. That really hurts. Because this giant amoeba, okay, it's gone. Okay, if undefeated, discard the top card of the Blessings deck. Okay, if card has a corrupted trait, which it does, discard another card. So there goes 2 turns. If defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location. So, guess what? There she goes. And let's try again. So Blessings deck 1. So I got a Fiery Glare here. For a combat check, discard this card to use your Arcane or Divine skill, plus 2d4s. So this would be nice. Intelligence, it's 8 to get. So I'm going to go for this one. Intelligence is 8 plus d2. Arcane is actually Wisdom plus d6. So I get a d8, d6, and d10 plus 4. So that's actually where it's going to go. So d10, d8, d6, plus 4. 6, 17 plus 4 is 21. Plenty enough to get this one, so bam. Okay. Advance the Blessings deck. Ooh, 3 cards left. Now, if I remember right, when it says playing the game, you start of the turn, flip the top card from Blessing deck face up onto the top of the Blessings discard pile. You never acquire this blessing, though some cards may be removed during the turn. If you have to remove one or more from the Blessing deck for any reason, there is not enough cards to do so, the player loses the scenario. After advancing the Blessing deck, apply any other effects to that in the turn. Okay, so if we run out, then we're done. Okay, race against time and against defeat damage field. This player has a deck of cards. Okay. You need to clean out and protect these locations so you can corner the villain and defeat him before time runs out. So I'm just doing some reading here. I think I know what I'm doing, but yeah, so I'm right. Once this runs out, we lose. Now, am I supposed to put the villain in the deck? I don't know. But because if not, then if I didn't have to put the villain in the deck, then it might be better. Yeah, I'm supposed to put it in the location. Sorry. Hate to do this. So we've already flipped that one, so we're going to go on to a barrier. Fully for the pay increased by the adventure deck number. Now, if undefeated, discard the top card. So I need Intelligence, Arcane 8. Which I don't have, or Dexterity, Acrobatics. Try Dexterity. So I'm just going to, from the discard top card of your deck, each character has a switch, so 2 d4. Then banish this card. Okay. So I have an Intelligence, Arcane, so I just have a d8 and I have to get 8 to beat it. And I got 1. So now I have to discard the top card on your deck. And then also, each character at this location is dealt 2d4 fire damage. So 2d4, that's 2, and 4, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I gotta banish the barrier. Okay, so this is not good. I have one item left. I have about 2 cards left in my location deck. Let's see if I can stay alive. Wooden Shield, Constitution, Fortitude, 4. I'll try it. 2. Didn't get it. Advance the Blessings deck. And it's a Henchman! Combat defeat is a 12. Immune acid reaction deals 1 fire damage to you. There goes my one final card left. This guy is going to take me out 1 card away from ending the Blessings deck anyway. So I almost escaped and lost, but now I need a combat 12. I have a D6. For the heck of it, it's a 3. This man beats me, he burns me, he kills me, and that is game, set, match. Let me read a little bit more about this. I hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry about the birds squawking in the background and me disappearing for a few times. But I'm going to read a little bit more about it. I really think this, it would help if we had more players, for 1. For 2, I think this Blessing deck just goes a little too fast. This time I ran out of cards right when the Blessing deck was about to run out of cards. But still, there's something ain't right. Thank you guys for watching. If I did anything wrong in this video with the gameplay or the rules, this scenario, please let me know in the comments section below. I appreciate your feedback as I'm trying to learn this game. It's a very fun game. I love it. It's about the 3rd or 4th game I've played in a couple days. And I really appreciate it. So subscribe for more. I'm going to be playing a lot more. Hopefully get some more players as well in on this. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and God bless.